I mean, these guys are not only just committing crimes with neuromodulation and other devices. They're committing psychological torture. Having a neural implant in your brain is psychological torture. One, I mean, you don't have privacy of consciousness anymore, which could be psychological torture. It's like claustrophobia of the brain, as I said in my bathroom. Um, like not being alone in your brain, where people are harvesting your information every second of the day, every thought you have, stealing your data, your property, um, yelling into your brain, pulling you into arguments you can't walk away from. It's psychological torture. People just literally bombarding you with telepathy to stop you from reading or learning or just having your mind alone to yourself. It's psychological torture. These guys also having devices in other parts of my nervous system interacting with my nervous system against my will. That's psychological torture. These kids constantly invading my privacy with satellite cameras, my computer, my cell phones. That's psychological torture. Anyone who doesn't get that can cause severe mental suffering, clearly a psychiatric illness, or they have more than inhuman stupidity. It's extremely frustrating. Not to mention these people's repeated sexual harassment, sexual abuse, threats of harm, threats of R-ing my sisters, my ex-girlfriends, threatening to murder me and my family on a regular basis. How are these people not in prison? Who is not getting this? And who are these people who are so ignorant? It's just scary. These people should have been in prison year one. These people all should have been in prison a long time ago. So who was this person overseeing this nonsense? And how ignorant is this person? I mean, some of these people actually think having a device in your brain is harmless. They actually think it's harmless. That people can invade your privacy, harvest passwords, banking information, financial information from your brain. They think that's harmless. Intellectual property. They think it's harmless to have a device in your brain where your privacy isn't your consciousness isn't private, and people can literally just sit there and bombard you all day long, and you can't walk away from it. And try to disrupt you from reading, learning, thinking, even just living a normal life. And they think that's not psychological torture or abuse, and they think it's harmless. Someone trying to stop you from reading or learning or using devices to disrupt memory to stop you from acquiring new information. That's not harmless. That could be that's like murder in a sense. Trying to stop someone from acquiring new memories and new knowledge, which is essential to growing as a human being, and which is essential to just living a life in general. There's always new technology, new things you have to learn. If someone's disrupting your memory and disrupting the functioning of your brain to stop you from acquiring new information, you'll cease to function in society. When a new smartphone comes out or there's a change in the internet, something people depend on daily. And because these guys are using their implantable devices on people's brains and disrupting uh, the acquisition of new memories into the mind, how are you gonna evolve with time? How are you gonna evolve with society? You won't be able to. So anyone who thinks this technology is harmless is not the sharpest tool in the shed, and they definitely have more than inhuman stupidity. And they need to go to prison because whoever's making these devices that disrupt memory, disrupt cognition, they're endangering humanity. I don't know how they would term these weapons, but they're threats to humanity and a threat to human life. If you disrupt, like I said, if you disrupt someone from thinking, one, learning new information, disrupt reading, learning, acquiring new information, assimilating stuff into memory, it's a form of attempted murder because assimilating new information to the mind, thinking, using reason and logic and learning are essential to living and essential to life. And using this tech to deny people from doing such is like denying people essentials to life. We have food, shelter, clothing, learning, assimilating information into memory is essential to life. It's like raping a human being of a basic necessity, such as the ability to read and learn and assimilate information into memory. So these guys need to go to prison. In my eyes, it could be considered attempted murder using these devices that disrupt reading, learning, thinking, and using devices that disrupt assimilating information into long-term memory. Because learning new things, acquiring new memories, acquiring new information are essential to living and growing and developing as a human and just functioning in society in general. So anyone who thinks this is harmless is they should go get a psychiatric checkup, or you should check their IQ scores because clearly clearly they're not they have a poor level of it, and they have poor analytical skills. Because if they haven't thought about that, they're not analyzing and thinking about this technology and the dangers of it. I'm Alexander Surigiani, born June 5th, 1984, mole on the right hand, penguin duck birthmark. But in my eyes, it would be if you're trying to stop someone from reading, learning, acquiring new information, assimilating memory, assimilating information into long-term memory, et cetera, et cetera. In my eyes, it's an attempt to murder because it's basically denying someone a basic essential of living, a basic essential of living. So yeah, these guys need to go to prison.